Hello all, welcome back to Geek Feng Shui, or as they say over in Greece, Calimera. Shout out to our friends at Cata Good Brewing here in Castle Matterville under pressure in Golden Valley, South by Southeast, and beautiful Pine Island are venues of similar nature near you and yours. Check them out, different varieties, different venues, lots of fun for the whole family. Check them out. Check out my books at sellersjr.com, my overall website at geekfengshui.com, and this channel. We appreciate if you like, subscribe, setting in the bell, and commentary. Commentary is welcome. It is moderated to foil the efforts of the trolls to pollute and send things into disarray. They are no longer an issue for that part of it anyway. If you have negative comments, as long as you're constructive and polite, I will allow them to be posted. I have thick skin and often learn. But if you're just making noise for the benefit of making noise because you live in a basement, that doesn't fly. So why are we looking at a character in a benediction server? Well, I decided to go try out a server where the Horde are in the minority as much as the Alliance were on Whitemane. Benediction is also the server that I have probably the most ignored Alliance characters of my Alliance characters when they were running 5-mans because they were just nasty. Well, it turns out, in a funny way, the Horde people are nicer on Benediction. The Alliance, not so much. I've had some instances running with them. I'm trying to level up to get a Death Knight because I'm gonna let my second account, my WoW 2, expire. So anyway, I thought I would start by feeding the trolls and start with the priest. And all my characters here are probably going to be torn, except maybe my Death Knight. I shall see. I was thinking about doing a different one for the Death Knight, but as you can see, I have gone to transmog all of my stuff, and I got bags. Now, I did buy a token for this server only because I wanted the mount with the repair uh, vendors on them, but you can't use it till 40, so I won't be able to use any of my tunes until the one here who has it, my druid in progress, reaches 40. But I used the rest to kind of set up my characters, and I found a neat way to send gold across servers legally, mind you, is that you can send tabards. So if you are in a guild that has the 50% or 100% tabards, you can mail those not only cross server, cross faction on the servers, and then sell them on the other end, which allowed me to get my characters all set up here with at least some bags. I also went over and ran my WoW 2 account while it's still active and brought over some Alliance um, herb bags and skinning or leather bags. So they don't sell them on the Horde side. And it's been pleasant. I found a great guild here. Shout out to the Laughing Coffins. They have been very fun. They invited me right out of the gate, and I have been enjoying chatting with them ever since. So on with the show. I turned off the music, but I may do that now. That gives you something to listen to if you're interested. If you find the music is bothersome to you, let me know in the comments. I figured I'd start out with the priest because of the priest crapping on. I want to warn you ahead of time if you're watching this that YouTube has released the ability out of beta into the regular flow of things that you can set up up to three. It doesn't have to be three, it can be two, but I'm going to use three different thumbnails. And then you can see how each of them performs. I'm going to do that just to further harangue and
what brings you
the
here?
trolls. So
We
I
shall
make no
meet
apologies
again.
and take no prisoners. So yeah, this gal's going to be an herber and a tailor. So I don't think I'll need first aid because I think we'll use the cloth. I mean later on I probably will. Let's see what we got here. I've decided to make all of the classes on this server that have the heal option to be healers, up to and including my paladin. I have a hunter and I will have a DK that'll be a tank, and the only reason I have a hunter is because I want to be able to do exotic pets as we go, and the DK will be my tank. So, and I do have an alliance character just to see how things are. To be honest, it was really weird having played as Lightning with a small alliance population to come here and go to Storm and see a bunch of people there. Because this is 99%. I think there's more alliance here than the Horde total is on Whitemane. Whitemane has gotten rather quiet. I don't know if people come over here to play alliance or what the deal is, but it is what it is. I am using heirlooms, so you can probably see. I kind of wanted to show a start of how leveling has changed in Cataclysm. Touched on it and showed a little bit before. New server, I will. If you're wondering what the gold amount is, if you buy the 50% tavern center, it's
how may I aid you?
32 gold, I think. You sell it for 100. And if you
Be careful.
get the 100%, then the tavern vendor that sells for 60, something, twice as much. You pay 250, I think, for 130. So you do lose gold. It is a slick way to send if you have a character that you want to add gold to outside of Bounty 2. This character is wearing 50%. What that does is it speeds up the repetition of the gift. And you can take it off and you out to another character if you wanted to. Yeah, things that used to cause problems in the Alliance collections don't seem to do it. The Horde players are, it's not, they're, obviously I'm on a couple of different servers with the Horde, so we mix in, but they seem to be a much, I don't want to say friendly, but they're less annoying. They don't have any doors. And I did have a DPS queued as a tank earlier.
Goodbye, ancestors.
Well, at this level you could argue, oh, they can do tank. Because, no, that's not important. If you're going to be a tank, they should spec out, in my opinion. And I said I can just take all my toys and go home. Go out and do other things. Because as a casual player, I have opportunities.
with the Earth Mother.
Why did I settle on Torque? Is
Winds
there
be active.
probably my
May the eternal
favorite
sun shine
grass
upon thee.
area combination. I mean, I love Blood Elves, but not necessarily the Blood Elf leveling area. I'll do apologies to the artists, people who designed it. That's my own personal opinion and nothing more. I do like the Torn and I do like the leveling area. Plus you can have fun names at test. If you'll get a rename request. Debating about starting up another place to have as well as one as disc, just to be different. We shall see. At any rate, I changed how I'm doing my thumbnails. They're no longer character specific or specific to a spec. I just say good, first, put them in rotation. I'll see how they do. There are nuances to the Horde side of things. This is a good one. And it's not generally a good idea to run into alliance. Way back when in retail, playing alliance for some first time I played Horde, I actually made a mistake a couple times without thinking about it. Yeah, what's happening? Doing something else, or watching them travel, so let's just take a shortcut to that. Yeah, for the most part, the leveling, particularly in the Horde area, is much simpler than it used to be. Caves or anything else. There's a cave you used to have to go into, and optional quests. It was fun, don't get me wrong, I liked it. But with the speed of leveling, they redesigned it and it works out that much better.
What brings you here? We shall meet again. Farewell. Walk with the Earth Mother. Farewell. May the eternal sun shine upon thee. Winds be at your back.
Alright, we got all these spells. Get.
Peace, Feng. Walk with the earth.
Bags are an interesting issue when you come over to this new server. I'll try to say it loud in case you have trouble hearing me. And may say, well, I can't hear because of the music. So anyway, Yeah, I was trying to do without, because I had no gold when I came out, because I didn't realize about the tabard thing. It didn't dawn on me until later. And anyway, with the gold I had, I was able to buy just 14 sliders. Then I went the the
Ah,
purple
I've been
bags, like
expecting
these
you.
ones you see down here, Ember Silk, were
We
just
shall meet
crazy.
again. Winds be
And I
at
wanted to
your
see what they were
back.
like
We
on
shall
the
meet
Alliance
again.
side, because that's what I did
Well
on
met.
the other server. Well, actually,
May the eternal sun shine upon
they're
thee.
equally like 350 gold or more a bag. It's like, that's crazy. And then when I was transferring um, the bags over that I bought on the Alliance side, I found they were listed in the um, neutral auction house for 230 gold. Or even less later on. So I don't know if people don't understand the difference between the two auction houses or don't care, or I don't know. But I was able to get at least one. So my tactic for these characters is to have at least one Ember Silk per character, and then 14 slaughters. That's worked out pretty well so far. Oops, it's not. Now what I'm going to do here, I've got macros to add in. I made general macros, as you may or may not have seen in other videos, that when I'm running a dungeon, it makes it easy or on the fly to label the tank. Oops. And healer, skull, and X. So, some stuff. Some stuff. I was getting oversensitive. Figured. Just with the mouse, I can make it less or more. Let's try this.
How may I aid you?
Just too much.
Go in
Now, I
peace.
did learn something. You can get your gathering skills right away. It's your production skills that you don't get, can't have until level 5. And I bought some of the food and the mana stuff, and the stuff I can't use yet, and have it set up. But, this. Oh, brave.
Well met.
Now in Healbot, I will go up and for the moment, I will make all 3 buttons the same thing. As I progress, I will modify that, but that way I will fly if I need to. I can.
You wish to speak? Farewell. Walk with the earth.
Yeah, and previously in Wrath of the Lich King, you had to kill all these little creatures off. And there's a whole litany of things you have to do, and you don't have to do that anymore here. Much simpler. But again, you're leveling much faster in a sense, as you can see, I'm almost level 5, which would have been unheard of. Usually, well, by the time you got done, you're probably level 5. Obviously, I didn't have heirlooms back then. Lighting these on fire kills them because they're eating at the prop kitchen fire. So you kind of get a twofer. Another thing they changed in all of the starting areas, the creatures are no longer hostile. It used to be some of them would be red to you and attack you as you're going. So the place where we're just at, all a little tricky peeling those apart. That quest wasn't there for the back in Wrath. They tried to make the startup more enjoyable, which it is.
Peace, friend. Winds be at your back. Walk with the earth. We shall meet again. Farewell.
Apologies, I keep forgetting to turn off that little distraction, as people call it. Just subscribe. We had a package of stuff. We were over in, I think it was Greece. We went to a pottery demonstration, and there was a nice gift shop with a bunch of olive oil and stuff that might have been fun to try to go through TSA. And so they had offered to ship it for a price. It wasn't free. And got my 300 page shirt. Tonight we dine in hell. Our high school mascot, so what's her name is, the story is always official. Ironically, and I didn't realize at the time, it was 15, 40 years ago. And the first MMORPG I played was play by mail. And you can laugh all you want, but that was before computers. That's how you played the games. And it was Star Master was the name of the game. And I had started a race with $12.95 to start, and then $3.95 you set your turn in, and it would take a week for the reply to come back. We didn't have email back then, and you advanced. And anyway, Star Wars was popular, so I made a Kingdom of the Ultimate Cold, right? A Chewbacca, because you could design a race. So my race was designed to be Chewbacca's, and I made it. I hate to use a comparison, but I made it like North Korea, where it was very good on defenses. And if somebody wanted to come take my planet, they were going to
I've
probably
been
find it easier and
expecting
cheaper just to
you.
blow it up.
Be careful.
Well, I got discovered by a
May the eternal sun shine.
alliance, or whatever you want to call it, Federation in Star Trek terms, and was made a junior sub member. It was nice of them to invite me in, but I was the most junior of junior members, and they let me in. I was that, and I didn't mind.
Greetings, traveler.
Well, anyway, there was a gentleman who was like a Darth Vader, for want of a better term. And
Maybe
you go around, and if somebody took your planet, you lost it and had to start all over again. So he was going around, he was going to attack somebody. And I had not built many ships. I only had like 300 ships. I could travel outside of my solar system. All the rest were local. Because again, I was trying to make it so I could put up a big fight around my planet, not off. So yes, and it's like I sent my 300 ships. So the funniest thing about this whole thing is there was a 132Y green bar paper. For those who don't know what that is, because you're too young, that's how reports used to print out on the white paper on the printers that could print it. And it had all the specs for all the ships. It was probably 50 to 80 pages from probe to Death Star, because they did kind of have a Star Wars lean to it. At any rate, one of the columns was torpedo tubes. And I pay attention to that because I watch Star Trek, which has torpedoes, phaser, or photon torpedoes. And so when you advanced in technology with your race, you could build better and better mega kill weapons, atom bombs, hydrogen bombs, and whatnot. So when you send in your turn, I made a note that all of my 300 ships, again, it was ironic, it was
Walk
300.
with the earth.
Exactly. It's not belonging to the gun whales, per se, as we all know. Spaceships don't have gun whales, but that's beside the point. And with the mega kill weapons. And so I sent a turn off and waited and waited. And they had writers that would write fiction stories of the great battle. So you get, when the battle was over, you got in the mail, you got a neat thing, and if you were listening, it was a big deal. Because we didn't have the internet back then, so that was kind of your way of being famous or infamous, as the case may be. Well, anyway, I got a letter within my turn from another person. He said, "What did you do?" And they went on to explain that this bad dude had 3 Death Stars that he was bringing, and my 300, which I didn't think would survive anyway, took out 3 of the Death Stars all by themselves. They were all, he lost 3 Death Stars, and I lost my 300 ships. But it took all of the rest of the Federation ships that were there to take out the last 3, because nobody paid attention to torpedo tubes. And the funniest thing is, it was part of my allowance at the time I was going to college.
We shall meet.
And I hadn't really told my parents because they wouldn't understand what a play-by-mail game. They just were not into that. And it wasn't that expensive to play it. It was $3.95 a turn. You got 2 turns a month, basically, so if you look at it that way. But anyway, I got made famous and made a full member in this federation because of my ingenuity. Well, my dad, he's retired now, but he was a family doctor, general practice, I guess is the term, was on a flight to a medical convention, and this gentleman sat down next to him and had this really fancy watch. I got him talking about it, and it turns out he was a neurologist. And my dad, I'm a junior, so my last name is, I have a JR after it. when he introduced himself, said, "Oh, I know your son. I play this game with him." I said, "Well, if your parents are going to find out you're playing a game, it's good that you find out from somebody who's on equal par with them who plays it." So it was okay. You had this neurologist that played it too. So, but yeah, not that neurologists don't play WoW. Don't get me wrong. But so now that I've reached level 5, I can go take up Taylor. The nice thing that I'm doing on the Horde side with this group in particular is I'm leveling up all the professions together, meaning as my other characters find cloth, I'll send them to this character. As they find stuff that are green that they don't need, when they run their instances, I send them to my enchanter. Herbs I'll send to either my DK is going to be my alchemist, because I think I'm going to make him or her a goblin. And I have an inscriptionist, and I'll have a jewel crafter. The only one I won't be doing is blacksmithing. What the other ones are? Engineering. Those are extras that I just don't find the need to do. My jewel crafter is my only minor.
Greetings. Be careful. Goodbye. Be careful.
I may pick up first aid training just because at some point first aid is going to be useful. I don't need.
How may I aid you? May the eternal sun shine upon thee.
Because you do end up with a ton of cloth.
Ow. Winds be at your back.
I think what I'll also do is I do what I have with all my characters is I'm going to go to set my hearth to Dalaran only because
Hail.
so
Goodbye.
right now I have enough cloth to make bolts. And once I want to make a white leather shirt, I just have to get some coarse thread and bleach. Or brown. The advantage with this is I can send the greens I make eventually to my enchanter, the disenchant. And build up a pile of enchants.
Well met.
I need bleach. Coarse thread. They don't really have a cloth making bag, so we'll try to. I will take you to Dalaran to show you how they've changed how the word boat takes you there.
Be careful. Well met. Go in peace. Hail.
But it's a good start. I don't wear the shirts, but I'm wearing the red ones.
Goodbye.
Make sure you have tracking turned on, and when you start a new character, make sure you turn on all of those. Those are for the different parts and training and whatnot. We'll check the priest trainer here just going to say, so we'll fly over to Dalaran just to give you a taste of doing that. And then that way I can fly back. I could leave my hearth here, but I just find it easier for my own personal, what do you want to call it?
Peace, friend. Ancestors watch over you.
So where is the training? There's
Greetings.
So what I will
Be
do with
careful.
Power Word Shield is I'll go to the control option. Put that one there. Again, I set it for all of them, and then as I go back, because that way if I'm in a hurry in the middle of a fight, I want to do that. What I may do here is go put that, much like I was doing with my healing, as a button just to have, in case I want to do somebody that shield somebody who's not in the group with me. Yeah, there's flight points
What
here. I
brings
think
you
I
here?
touched on that. The flight points in all starting areas. We can go all the way to Ogremar now from here.
Go in peace.
I don't have to do the run on the Gold Road that you used to and still have to in hardcore. Or classic, regular classic. Hardcore is, classic has two phases, as hardcore and as the regular. My only comment on the hardcore is the engine of this game can do chaotic spawning is what I tend to call it, where you'll kill some things and also either because your level, they layer people together. So you go into an area with other people, you're all on the same level, and somebody you leave or somebody else leaves, you might be dropped a level. I have gone in, for example, to a cave where everything was dead and then suddenly everything was alive. That was because I changed layers. I've also gone through and killed things and suddenly, boom, they're back, alive. And hardcore, it's unacceptable. It's just, you can get around it if you know not to go into certain areas, but it took the wind out of the sails rather quickly when you kept running into it inconveniently. So, as in hardcore, it's die once. Now there are people who play classic, and if you die, they're on the honor system that they will delete the character, or they can appeal it, so to speak. I shouldn't have killed that. And they would have probably used the spawn thing to not have to delete their characters, which is a variation of hardcore. I will give them that. But if they want to play hardcore, they should play hardcore. And if you die, you die. Blizzard does not undead you. That's what they do. They also don't transfer characters from your WoW 2 to WoW 1 account. That's one of the other reasons I came over to the server, because I wanted to get a Horde Death Knight. I have one on the Alliance side. Well, I can just do it on this server. So I made, make this my primary Horde server with my other, because I have 185 on the other server. It's a Druid. And WoW 2, I have an 85 Druid as well as a 60 65 death mix. I wanted to transfer it over. They'll transfer a character between servers, but not between accounts. I'm drinking blueberry wheat, or Blue Moon light. Blue Moon also has a 0.0. Well, no, theirs isn't 0. It's a non-alcoholic, which I think is 0.05 or something like that. But I'll pause the video when we get to once we take the boat from Obermar, because that's a long flight, but nothing has changed. This is kind of just giving you an idea of what may have changed if you haven't seen it as of yet. The videos have showed it off. But the thing I was talking about with the mounts, now that when you get a mount, once I get that mount and use it on another character, it will show up in here for my other characters when they reach 40. And what the mount in question is one that has vendors on it for repairing and resupplying it. The vendors themselves aren't necessarily the top end stuff anyway, but when you're out in the middle of nowhere and you have bags full of stuff and you don't want to hearth out, come back, it's a more convenient way to say, I'll just fire up my mount. And people do that in towns too, just to give people a way to repair, because you don't get anything from repairing. It'd be nice, but you don't. Up here. Destroy a Horde. Oh, it's just full graves. Let's see. Another funny thing in hardcore, still a sense of humor to me, because I've run into it in regular, is there's a glitch with the Undercity elevators. You have not seen it, found it, or had it happen to you yet. In regular play, it's no big deal, but what will happen is the doors of the elevator are open and you go to step on, well, the floor starts to drop before the doors close. So if you inconveniently plan it, even though the boat's there, you can click in the sky, you can ride the boat.
Be good.
Like that, and suddenly you get a bunch of there. But if you step in as the doors are closing, the floor's already dropped, and you will fall and die at the bottom of the elevator, which again may or may not have happened before, but it isn't until you really find it as hardcore, because you're dead, you're dead. So you go in the elevator and there's skeletons, characters have died. To my knowledge, that's the only elevator that will kill you in wrestle. Did have a fun trip to Greece and Italy. I touched on it in my other video. We went to Vatican City. Hope was not there. I got my classic. I was blessed at the Vatican. And I got a ring from St. Paul's Basilica. And I had flashbacks to Assassin's Creed Odyssey, because we went to the tomb, purported tomb of Agamemnon. And it's a big kind of a dome thing, and it was used by shepherds later. And there's this little room off to the side, and it wasn't really open to tourists. And we don't know what it's for. So you go in there to go out through the stairs and realize that's in the game. The room's there in the real tomb, but it's not. The game is something else. So that was kind of fun.
You wish to speak?
So now I can travel to Dalaran. So I will pause this so you don't have to be bored by me talking. And here we are in Dalaran. paused it. I've done that before. Nothing has really changed here. I'll stop and show you the mount I have. I don't have enough of this character. It's in the bag of the other one until I get to 40. It's the Reigns of the Traveler's Tundra Mammoth. It's 18,000 gold, which back in the day, I remember I saved up, worked very hard to get to that one. Tokens are right now, this is another sign that I think the game has slowed down, is they're going after, it's 20,800, 20,000. I think it's the more people buy them, the lower the price goes, because again, in the height of the influx of the release, they were down at least at one point. I think it was like 6,000 gold for $20, which there are gold sellers out there that will sell it for a lot cheaper. I'm not promoting them whatsoever because you can lose your credit card, you can get banned, there's all kinds of bad things that outweigh the necessity for gold.
Strength and honor.
I will neither confirm nor deny that way back in retail in the early days I may or may not have gotten gold. It's nowadays they're not as trustworthy. Back then they weren't any less or more trustworthy. It's just it was less apt to have bad things as they often do happen here. Blizzard does watch for that. So I was going to show you the bag prices here, which is kind of a litmus test of sorts. And yeah, well now they're down to 130, so it's cheaper. Yeah, I can see that at 449. This is 130. Yeah, those are. You have to go snag a couple, maybe. Pause it for a second. Mission accomplished. I may start a rogue or mage at some point. I just like to have the bags in the the bank. This is my druid is my main character in the server. Primary, I should say. I don't like to use the main or alt. Playing her more so than the others. I'm trying to get to 40 at least, or higher, and then I can create my Death Knight. And I can play different variations, high level, low level. That's what I was getting to. And I will get back to showing some of it on the other server too. But to be honest, when you're in the majority, it's kind of less of a challenge. Because in reality, I hardly saw any alliance ones on the Horde. Other server here, I saw them right in the starting area. Which you didn't see in the alliance side over there. They come riding through and wipe out little villages. And I will admit, way back when, I took my Death Knight at the time and wiped out one of the villages in the Night Elf. It was a small village, but it was kind of fun. It's always fun to say, oh, can I destroy a whole village? Well, yes, you can. After all that, I might as well hearth back. Let's put down. To my knowledge, this elevator, the ones here, don't kill you like they do in Undersea. I think those elevators drop suddenly. They go very fast.
strength and honor.
So we will go back to Bloodhoof Village, and I'll pause it so you don't have to suffer through that long run. And we're back. There's any other quest I got to meet. All in all, I do like
Greetings,
the faster,
traveler.
particularly with the heirlooms, but there comes a point where you're trying to figure out if to do a green quest or a yellow quest. And I should point out, as a weird thing, this carriage going green herb tote bag as well as a leather worker's bag are only sold on the Alliance side. They're not on the Horde side. I don't know why they did that, if it's just to make it special. Otherwise, you're using a 12 slot herb bag, and I don't know if they make a default leather bag, to be honest.
Greetings. We shall
Grab
meet
this quest. I
again.
have to go back to, I have to go to, not over Marble. How can we do that? Well,
Greetings. Farewell.
you fly
Be
and turn it
careful.
in.
Go in peace.
You might as well because
Goodbye.
it'll
Hail.
clean me up.
Farewell.
This quest is usually available everywhere. You either go to Ironforge or Stormwind, or depending upon what race and faction and class you are. One of the fascinating things, they've either fixed it, or it's particular to my server on Whitemane, or how I came into it. But when on a Druid, you have the way to Hearth to Moonglade. On my Alliance, I never had a problem. On my Horde, every time I went there, the locals killed my character right away, like they jumped on. Like he or she was hostile. 98% of the time, because it was a few times it didn't do it, but it was enough to be annoying. And they didn't do it in Alliance. So I've tested it at least once here in my other Druid leveling, and they did not react. So I don't know if that was a bug they fixed. It was rather annoying.
I've been expecting you. May the eternal sun shine upon me.
Level 6.
Peace, friend. Ancestors watch over you. Farewell. Go in peace. How may I aid you? Ancestors watch over you.
All the quests in this area, for example, there's one where you have to go to the mine on the hill and kill off some minions. And there's a boss quest. Used to be a real pain on that cave because you have to go. Well, now the boss is right out towards the front, so he's easy to get to every time. That quest got us a half a level. So, series of quests, I should say. It wasn't just one.
Ah, I have just the thing for you. Go in peace.
So now we'll go do some of the original quests. There. I'm not going to use the word ease here, but given the
Well then.
heirlooms,
Be careful.
they probably are compared to what weapons I would have had before. Did you remember? And I'll be able to start picking herbs. Not need those, I'm looking for XP. So as you can see, it might seem tedious, but last but not least are the Wind Furies. that, as they say, is that. So now we can go pick some herbs here. And you see how much experience I'm getting with this. We'll put all these in. You can see how much faster. This is the quest I
What brings you here? Goodbye.
We'll go turn these other ones in, empty out some of our wood. Some of the quests are already turning green because you're leveling out of them. They're still give you XP, but nowhere near as much as they would have had you not been at the higher level that you are now, as this character is.
The winds guide you. Go in peace. Ancestors watch over you. How may I aid you? Be careful. Ancestors watch over you. Hail!
Greetings, traveler. May the eternal sun shine upon thee.
So now we have renew. So how I will do that so it comes a point of instant versus cast time spells.
Greetings. Go in peace. Peace, friend. Farewell. Goodbye.
So just turning those in gave me about levels worth of speed here.
I have just the thing for you. Go in peace.
You notice you don't see any other new players. Yes, I just did. Advantage of the calculation. It's the near opposite of what it is on right now. I think there's actually more Horde in this Horde. My main might have more. Alliance as a majority. I mean, minority. Instead of 99%, it might be 98 or 97%. I think we'll go do the mine and call it a video so it doesn't get too long. It will be interesting to see how the thumbnails do. Early on, I had trolls that tried to accuse me of clickbaiting without realizing that's what YouTube is all about. There's clickbaiting that's good clickbaiting, meaning that you're drawn to what you're looking for. There's bad clickbaiting, which is showing you peanut butter and giving you salt. Completely different. Or if you're looking for cars and it gives you Matchbox cars. I missed the dude. But yeah, that's why they came up with this thing to test for people, because there's legitimate businesses out there that need to know how thumbnails do to draw you to their videos. And the example given by another YouTube creator was a gentleman who did a video of jumping down I don't know if he jumped down a dam or what. It's something with a huge dam, and he didn't put a lot of work or thought into it, and just kind of showed it was cool. Well, somebody else took it and made it a different thumbnail, drew, and he ended up suing them and getting compensation because they essentially stole his video and made money off of it. Certainly, you start to make YouTube will start paying you depending on how many subscribers you have. So yeah, what they did is they give you a chance for up to 3. You can do just 1, like I have been doing, but it'll show you a chart of which drew people to your videos. For example, my character graphic I put together for my priest, by far,
well met.
drew the most views.
Go in
Why?
peace.
I don't know. I used human
Goodbye. How may I aid you? Farewell.
models
Be
as
careful.
it were from
Ancestors watch over you.
network to use it. and put it together. Contrary to what the it is a bit of work to put them together. I was trying to do a graphic per character, so unique that just was too much work in organizing. So what I'll do now is I may have the same thumbnail, but it'll be red or blue lettering depending if I'm profiling a alliance or horde. I really don't think people paid much attention to that anyway, to be honest. Now we'll go do Infamous Mine. I'll show you anything on at level 10 up there. Let's see. One thing doing as I'm doing when my character's being torn, it would be a lot of videos of the same starting area doing it different ways. So I may do that just to show you the class differences. Or I may go into my other server and do the other classes on the different characters I have there. I do have some that I was starting over there that will give me a chance to show other starting areas. So that'll be useful. I love the sound effects. If you watch show Warcraft, South Park, and they played a lot on that sound effect. Yeah, it's funny. You gotta go see it. If you haven't, you will enjoy it. It's worth watching every so often. It's worth watching. The way they portrayed the game was kind of more, if it was hardcore, because it was just they seem to be trying to apply. I see. So there's the dinosaur before. In the previous rat inside the mountains, particularly in hardcore, it was a challenge because you can kill stuff that's only in their back, so you find yourself trapped. to happen at some point. Like I said, I've seen them starting out in the startup areas. Here, actually, they rode through, and you can see them. They didn't. I don't know if it allows you to attack a certain. I think you have to be level 10 or higher for it to let you engage them. Over that being said, my level 2 that I had in Stranglethorn to do the auction house and my level 15, they were red to each other, so I think I could have killed them. NPCs were in the towns, the neutral towns, it's he would, or she who attacks first gets killed by the guards. One of the funnier things at Isle of Quinay, which is still here in the game, and nowhere near as used as it was back in the day, because by the time you have high enough level to use it, you're off in a different area. Anyway, the server, Laughing Skull, that I started out on, was 95% Horde, and we were the Alliance percentile. And at the time, when Quinay was released, you had to do daily quests to open up more daily quests, whether you were Horde or Alliance. And the first time you fly there, it was completely red.
What brings you here?
As well, the Horde.
Go in peace. Ancestors
It
watch
was
over
just
you.
cluster.
Farewell.
So we reached level 10. And a bunch of quests to do yet. Now we have talents, so I'm going to do the whole 8. The word chastise. "30-second cooldown." That. But yeah, you get a feel for how much faster you level. So it used to be I would get done with this area in the starting area and be level 4 or 5, I think. And I'd come over to other starting areas and come back. It was a whole
Ah, I've been
thing.
expecting you. We shall meet again.
Like when I first started in Wrath, and now you can look at Gold Road is no longer a thing. Hardcore still is. And I'm going to be careful on Hardcore trying to do that.
What brings you here?
There's a bunch of other quests. What I'll do is I'll go get Taylor. Or not Taylor. Yeah, I already have Taylor.
Looking for something special?
I'm not going to keep the small bags.
May the eternal sun shine upon thee.
I will go train though. I think I might have some quests for the priest or ones for the priest. Maybe.
How may I aid you?
Mine.
Goodbye.
But that is about it. We're starting out a character and getting this far. There's other quests. I'll probably be up 14 or 15 by the time I get done doing these other quests. You also want to make sure you're in a inn to get rest experience. But yeah, it's a lot more. And I should point out, in my case, since my guild was not as advanced as this one is, you can get guild perks as your guild. I want to go check and see it because you can buy these heirlooms. As you can see, I didn't realize that as your guild got higher and higher up. However, I think you have to be exalted with the guild to be able to buy them. Rather than what I did is I ran instances and collected the tokens and got them that way. So theoretically, you can buy your set of heirlooms if you buy a token and do that route. Which, if you don't have an 85 or an 80 that can do all the high level that can run the instances, maybe the route you have to go. But yeah, it's kind of nice. But check out our friends at Cata Good Brewing here in Casa Manorville, Under Pressure in Golden Valley, South by Southeast, and beautiful Pine Island are venues of similar nature near you and yours. Different options of entertainment, chillaxation, alcoholic and non-alcoholic options, food options in and or around, pets allowed depending upon the food rules in or out just outside on the patio. For example, here in Casson, because they serve food on the inside, they have a patio the pets are allowed on it, whereas Under Pressure in Minneapolis, you can bring them in because they don't serve food. But most places you'd order your food in anyway to be delivered to it, so that's something to consider. Somewhere within staggering distance or walking distance, as the case may be. Do not drink and drive. It's a bad idea. I can link you some videos on YouTube to show you. They don't like drunk drivers. No. It's not a good thing. But anyway. Check out my books at sellersjr.com, my overall website, geekfengshui.com, this channel, which we really do appreciate every like, subscribe, and setting of the bell and commentary, as long as you're polite and constructive about it. Trolls are not welcome. And I have thick skin, so if you have critical comments to make and they pass a sniff test, I will have them posted. You'll see them. But if you come in and start swaggering around with bigger words that you don't know how to spell or misuse swear words, and I grew up in a sailing town, so I know how to use a lot of the swear words properly, they will not. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's kind of boring watching the startup, but I will do other character classes as I get back to starting out. Now that I have heirlooms, it makes things a lot easier. I have starter characters on my other server that I'll go show you on the Horde site over there, but they're in the majority, so there's going to be less of an issue with Alliance. But here, Alliance could and can be and will be undoubtedly the same problem I have had with Horde over there, I'll have with Alliance over here, just by the nature of the populations. So anyway, have a good one. We'll see you in the next video. Please like, subscribe, and set that bell. Commentary is welcome.